Hi, I'm April Consula out of Nashville, Tennessee, and I want to thank you for taking a second. You probably represent a charity, a church, a nonprofit, a 501c3, something, or maybe you're considering being able to make more revenue stream for your passion. Whatever that is, I want to thank you and just commend you. It is a true blessing that I get to share this idea with you that I saw 8 years ago, and then I thought outside the box, and it has dramatically helped me serve others. So welcome to tonight's webinar. And real quick, just so we're not perfect strangers, I am no stranger to 501c3s, nonprofits, and service work. First of all, my background is I spent 25 years in the country music realm. And as I was touring with some of the biggest artists in the world, a lot of things that the music industry do is we donate a lot of time to charities. And I was very blessed to be able to do that. And I also had booked venues such as arenas to give back and perform with George Jones and Vince Gill and Billy Ray and some of the biggest giants, actually. And it goes on and on, almost 50 major country artists. So I always was raised to give back. In addition to that, I've had multiple 501c3s. One, I was running for a position as a commissioner just outside of Nashville, Tennessee, in a beautiful lake community. And I was actually elected as mayor. And the only reason I ran for the election is my local government wouldn't help children a mile up the road. And it bothered me enough that I said, if I win that position, I won't take a single dime. I'll start a 501c3 with my income. And I did that. But here's in the back of my mind what was going on. I'm not a politician. I'm a concerned citizen, a very busy one, as you can see. How do I sustain that charity? I also started another women's empowerment charity. This is also a 501c3 called Women Word of Mouth Entrepreneurial Networkers. And I knew that was going to cost money. And see, here's my thought if you're on this conference as a server. Charities are businesses. And I think so many times we want to build them from our heart. But it's no different than opening a restaurant or building a real estate practice, which you can see I was top 5% in the nation in that. Hall of Fame writer, coach, author, everything I've pretty much done, I've really treated it as like a real business, and it has paid me as a real business. And the same with my nonprofit. So pay attention to what I'm going to say. It's very outside the box. I don't believe, I'm a Christian, that God led you to this webinar for you to second guess it, because you've either been praying for more income or looking for a sustainable way or expansions in your church. Whatever it is, you're here at the right place at the right time. So just so you know, I'm not a beginner in this industry, and we'll move on. So these are just some industries that I presented to and helped, whether they were saving money through travel, through programs. Planet Nashville, you may have heard of. This one is a very big, and I'm very passionate about. This is the Joyce Fonda Foundation. She's a prime minister and very powerful woman in her country. So she serves children, foundations that, guides women through quality education. Let's look at others like the Friends of Lakewood we just talked about, where I've given back to children that are, struggling. My charity has survived because of this idea. See, I'm not talking from theory. I'm talking from immediate experience and impact I've been able to help thousands of women through. Bridge the Gap, which is incredible. It was promoted by a Grammy performer, actually created by a Grammy producer. And his vision was to teach kids to listen to positive rap music to stop the violence in schools. And he's phenomenal. So this is called Free to Love. They were also presented with this idea. It's amazing. They're always out doing fundraisers and trying to drum up money. And their board are some of the biggest giants on today's television. So it's, again, this could start out with a little organization all the way up to the biggest out there. So Atlanta Boom, just recently had the privilege of working with them. They've helped thousands of girls go through their volleyball camp, but volleyball is very expensive, and a lot of these young girls would never have a shot. And they created a program that has helped, hundreds get full collegiate scholarships, but thousands of girls have been personally developed through this program. And I'm proud to know the owners of this, and they use this model to create another revenue stream and to make a better life for their family as well. So let's talk about charities and why you need to pay attention to this. See, in the olden days, charities were far and few between, but now, oh my goodness, every day a charity is being born. So 63% increase in launches of 501c3s. And the numbers are faster now, guys, so much faster because of social media, because you can start a 501c3, have it up and running within 2 weeks. It's insane to me. So I remember doing many years ago, and it was a big act to get it done through attorneys and time and the IRS, and it's just easy now. So, wages, we can see the support. I mean, charities fund a lot of jobs. That's important. But 100,000 nonprofits in 2012 failed. And see, that didn't surprise me at all. And the reason it didn't is it's no different than restaurants, because it's a business. And again, if you're building it with your heart, you're not going to make it. But if you build it as a traditional, real business, and you have a business plan and you understand that you have to have income for the next 2 years, whether you make a sale, whether, you get a grant or anything, if you can do that, you'd make it. But most people don't. They open their doors and they go into begging mode. And that's a real problem. And I mean this from my heart, but I'm going to be a little stern. When I started my nonprofits, it's my responsibility to fund those. It's very, unlikely that people are around waiting for a charity when there's so many out there to think that I deserve their money. I had to earn their thoughts and their prayers and their income. And sometimes it takes a while. So I needed to fully fund these. And I did that. So why don't they make it? Well, lack of innovation and creativity. I mean, goodness, you're going to see some examples here. And they've all been done, and they've been done and done. And, it's getting old. And disbelief that a competitor exists. If you opened a spaghetti restaurant today, you're going to make sure every spaghetti restaurant within 5 miles, you know about them. So why don't we do the same thing with the charity? Why aren't we doing that? That's crazy to me. But there's so many people that will come to me and say, April, I want to start a charity on this, a battered shelter, or this or that. And I'll go, sweetie, there's like 16 of those all in just a 5-mile radius in Atlanta. Have you looked at them? Maybe you could donate your time to them. And what about old school fundraising? That's a big one. Inability to plan for the next generation. Do you have enough? When you die, will your charity outlive you? Or are you the only thing keeping it going? And you probably feel like you are sometimes, but there's a way to fix that, okay? So no teams or partners, and lack of support, and volunteer burnout. I see this a lot in high schools and colleges and different universities. When your kids are in school, you're the volunteer king and queen. And then as they graduate, you're tired and you're not going to go back to that school and help. You're just exhausted, and we can fix that. So the fundraising chair leaves. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had that. You hire the best of the best. They develop all these great relationships, and then they get hired away from another nonprofit. And now where do all your connections go for the income? To the other charity. So I've seen that. And then, of course, thousands of collective volunteer hours are spent for one evening. I remember in the music industry, there's a big event in Nashville, and it's sponsored by the Nashville Songwriters Association International, the NSAI. And they had planned this event called 10 Pound South, and happens every year in April. And they had put together the Vinnie Classic, which is Vince Gill's event, and they had hit songwriters, and like Karen Carpenter's brother was coming in, and the James Taylors. These are the biggest writers in the world. Okay, and it's a 3-night event, and it starts on a specific date. And I'll never forget, a tornado comes through and literally takes out an entire neighborhood, like 2 miles from where this was all taking place. And because of the tornado, and hotels were hurt and hit, and this is a big deal, obviously, everything stops. And they spend the whole year to create this 1 to 2 to 3 night event. You've probably done this, the chicken dinner, the one you put all your manpower in, the meeting after meeting after meeting, and the entire event, no fault of yours, something tragic happens like this, and it's over. And the money is spent and the time is spent, and the hotel might give you back a portion, but you have lost all of it. Okay, guys, this is the problem. And then, of course, lack of money. So, I'm giving you some depth before I get to this, because I want you to know that I have been there. I have been in your shoes. I have struggled. I have filled out arenas, spent money on them, and nobody comes. I've seen it all. And there's ways to fix this. So why? You're just doing more, working more, giving more, more fundraisers, more begging. Well, you need a real solution, something that's really creative. And so are you doing this stuff? Because if you are, this doesn't work anymore. Okay. I mean, it does, but it's pennies. A true story. We just had a tornado come again through Nashville just about 2 weeks ago. And they did a lemonade stand, and bless their little hearts. I mean, what is it? $700 they raised. That won't even pay. I mean, it's a great thought, but doing those types of things just don't raise major money, and it's a one-time thing. So we talked about the dinners, the baking mode, the walkathons, the Girl Scout cookies. Some of you are like, oh, April, we don't do that, we're more advanced. Okay, so here's you. So maybe you're on this hamster wheel. Maybe you do the wrapping paper, the calendars. Guys, I've seen it all. Or maybe you're doing grants where you're beholden to the person writing the grant. And again, that's not guaranteed forever. How do you get off that wheel? Well, you got to create what they call, residual. You got to create something that you do the work, you make the sale, but it grows virally and it can be further and bigger than your little event. And then it pays you year after year. Doesn't that sound better? Right. And so it's kind of a new school idea, and it leaves a generational wealth, which is something that, most families don't even have. That's why they struggle. But it can do that. And then of course it's a product that people actually want. See, I don't want the fish fry. I don't really want the cookies. I don't want the magazine. I buy them and the cookie dough. I buy them because I'm guilted into it for an 80% markup on a cookie. I don't necessarily want it. What if you were actually sharing something that people actually wanted? So we're partnered in all 50 states, guys. As I said, we're already in 35 countries. We are a advanced idea. So not only are we going to talk about tourism and travel, we're going to talk about this piece of technology that's coming out this summer of 2018 that's even going to take this idea even faster and further. So let's talk about innovation. Why is this different? Well, what I want to show you, it's innovative. I'm telling you, it's as big as these giants, Skype, Uber, Netflix. They disrupted those industries. They did not create them, but they disrupted them, didn't they? So our product is called Dream Trip. So I want you to think about, if I was in a church today and the senior pastor is on stage and he asks these questions, let's think about this, or anybody in your volunteer force. Hey, how many of you are thinking of traveling for business this year? How many hands will go up? Flights for business, whatever. How many of you want to take more family vacations this year? How many hands go up? How many of you want more youth ministry trips for your kids? Hands go up. What about marriage retreats? Hands go up. Business conferences? Hands go up. How many people? See, to me, travel is an inherent yes. Okay, the cookies aren't, but travel is an inherent yes or necessity. So why would you share this product? Well, because it's a new way to travel. This isn't let's go down a search engine and try to find the cheapest deal and the cheap memory vacation. This is called Dream Trip. So it's about checking off their bucket list. It allows them to use it. The church can use it as a product as well when they're creating their programs. But when I saw this idea of checking off the bucket list 8 years ago, I thought, wow, why aren't people going? Why aren't they going anymore? Last year, 400 million paid vacation days went unused. Were you that person that gave away your vacation time to, work an extra week, or I'll remodel the bathroom, and your children were like, Mom, Dad, you worked so hard. Why aren't we going? Well, we fixed that problem. So it's stress-free, guys. No need to worry about our awards and our accolades. Are we legit? We're 22 awards in 5 years. We have completely disrupted the industry. Look at the accolades from the Magellans to the World Global Travel year after year after year. Guys, we have completely frictionlessly changed the way you're going to travel. So, and isn't it fun to talk about travel to somebody instead of, buy this magazine subscription? I mean, of a product that you are going to share, one that they need anyway, wouldn't this be the one? So guys, we're based out of Plano, Texas, number 25 in direct sales. Just, by the way, don't say, direct sales. Yeah. Everything you've been selling, the magazines, the cookie doughs, the cookies, the calendars, the bake sales, all of that, guys, is direct sales. It means you're going directly to your friends. And then you're asking your friends to take in a sheet and sell 80 more cookies at the office. See, that's called network marketing. That's direct sales. You just didn't realize you were doing it because you keep thinking that you're just, you're just selling something that people should buy just because of the charity, but it's direct sales. So are we. So I want you to know it works. It works, don't you? So let's talk about why would you want to sell a membership an idea like this called Dream Trips. So here's an example. So we did 6,000 Dream Trips last year. And when you're a member, you have access to these. So this is Florida. Okay, so if you're going to Orlando, Florida, most people will go and play on the internet and look for the, a cheap hotel. We're going to put you in the Gaylord, a 5-star. Then we're going to do hopper passes, buffet daily, airboat tour over to Disney World. This is you playing on the internet, trying to put it together. And you're like, oh, well, we just got our tax money back. $1,500 isn't bad for me and my spouse. But listen, guys, what if you could get that same trip, but with trip hosts and get all these extra perks, a private party reception, and the trip host is waiting for you, and you're pre-checked in for that cost for 2 adults. Why would you do it the old way? Nobody would do it the old way. So if a membership allowed me access to that, I'd want to know about it. So here's another one, New York, okay? The Parker Meridian, 5-star, $700 a night, Manhattan Statue of Liberty cruise, show tickets to Broadway, blah, blah, blah. Look at this, guys. $2,800 if you tried to pull it together, spend all that time Google mapping it, and then wonder if it's a good place, a safe place. Guys, it's done in a matter of minutes on your phone. Pick, click, go. Look at the cost for me and my girlfriend actually went on this dream trip. Guys, when we showed up, we were pre-checked in, trip host there, private parties, receptions, taxes, gratuities on this one. This one is not. How amazing is that? So 6,000 plus trips, guys, from San Francisco, all inclusives where you get to, kiss dolphins and swim with sharks. I mean, it's crazy. Suites, and you get the best of the best at the resort because we fly our staff over there to make sure of it. Guys, we have a relationship with every one of these vendors. We do cruises. We do Dubai. That's a bucket list. Guys, I would never book this on an Expedia. Never would I even think about it because I wouldn't even know what to do when I got there. It's all planned. It's all taken care of. If you don't want to go on the extra excursions with everybody, you don't have to, but your host is there to serve you. So $1,456. Now, you see these medallions? They popped up $360 off that price because that's 360 points. I'm going to show you how you earn those. And so you can get the price down even lower for 2 adults, taxes, gratuities. None of these that I've showed you include flights, but I'm going to show you how to get your flight. And that included what I compared. By the way, if you hear a little squeak, just to prove this is live, that's my little puppy playing on a little toy. Sorry about that. So I didn't want you to think, what is that squeaky noise? Am I hearing that? So I told you this is live. So 7 nights and 8 days in Greece for less than Buckhead, Georgia. And look, it's not let's go there, put a sand bucket in the ground. It's let's go there and do all these excursions and not stress over it, and anything else you need, we help you plan that accordingly. So how do we get the price? Well, we modeled it after Sam's Club and Costco. So if you've ever been a member of either of those, it's a household membership, and so is ours. We are a month-to-month product, so you don't have to stay in. You can get out anytime, and it allows me to go and pick and click and any product I want in the Dream Trips. But if I'm not a member, I have to go play on the internet. Well, it's the same with Sam's Club. I'm a member, so I get access to buying in bulk, wholesale, toilet paper, peanut butter, Michael Kors watches. And because I'm a member, I am leveraged with 63 million people to shop at Sam's Club. So the reality is being a member of a club allows me these incredible values. Same thing with Dream Trips. So here's what happens. We go to this resort. We book hundreds and hundreds to thousands of rooms. We have bulk buying power. You don't. You're one person trying to put it together, guys, and we get it done. So sports, we have the Super Bowl, the Masters, the Kentucky Derby. We have a cool, the Cubs against, I'm not from New York, but there's a baseball game. It's opening day. It includes tickets, lunch, private parties, transportation. Guys, that's the way you want to go get your game, okay? So I got to meet NASCAR racers, the Final Four. So it's tickets, private parties, peak experiences, more than just the ticket. And I'm telling you, you would spend more just for a room one night than most of these incredible making memory products. So a booking engine, why is that important? Well, you're probably the one that has to book hotels for a lot of people, or your flights. And what if you could do that? What if you could, book a flight and save money and give more back to your charity? But it's even bigger than that. See, here's what I know, because I work with charities all over. One of them was out of South Africa, and she had to book 6 flights to bring 6 of her volunteers, individuals into Georgia. Well, she booked the flights 4 months in advance, and she knew she got the best online price that day. But here's the problem, guys. See, the plane, I don't know if you understand how it works. If the plane does not fill up, the prices keep dropping and dropping and dropping. Well, you can't call Delta Airlines and Southwest 2 months later and say, hey guys, the price of my flights times 6 dropped $100. I want my money back. Well, what we have is a patent technology called Rate Shrinker. So if you book the price of your business trip, your flight for your charity, whatever it is for you to fly and your family, if the price drops, guys, we're going to rebook you on the same itinerary, the same plane, and they put the rest of that income back on your credit card. So that, Atlanta Boom, you heard me mention them, they save $1,400 off one competitive competition during the summer. $1,400. Guys, that's a lot of money to put back in the hands of a charity. Okay. So think about that. Same with hotels. I booked a hotel. I got my net rate. The hotel started at $139. I booked it on my search engine for $119. So I'm like, wow, that's $20. Okay. But listen to this. Then guess what I did? The price of the hotel dropped while I was sleeping in bed that night. So when I checked out, it was $93.30. Everybody else paid $139 because they were locked in on all their search engines. Why would you not do this to save money for your charities? Okay, so this is big, guys. It's about saving money. Making money's coming up in just a second. So pretty cool product, right? Think of all your volunteer force that would want this, all your friends that would want this. It's easy to talk about something that saves people money. And then the last part that you really want to know about is our foundation. This is called the World Ventures Foundation. We already give back every membership sold. So one of the things we're known for in Oprah's magazine, and they've done a lifetime original on our founder, is these things called bottle schools. We built over 120 plus bottle schools made out of plastic bottles and trash. Why is that important? Well, it was our members that decided to go and build these in Guatemala. We do reserves in South Africa. We do microloans for women. We do MBA Dream Courts with the Nancy Lieberman Foundation. So we have all these excursions called volunteerism. So what if you could give back while you're giving back? I mean, guys, this has been part of the biggest reason that I said yes to this, because I wanted to make a true global impact. So pretty awesome, isn't it? So that's another reason why Dream Trips is so powerful. So this is our first 12 years, guys, right? 12 years, $1 billion idea, doing things all over around the world, award winning. So isn't that exciting? Like, if I could talk about that as a product, then I would talk about that as a product. Now, you could do something like I've done at churches where the senior pastor will say, hey, as you were walking in this morning, you probably noticed, whatever your name is, whoever got you on this, by the way, is your business partner now for fundraising. Okay, that's my job. If I sponsor somebody in this, I am now on their fundraising committee. Okay, so you've probably noticed that woman back there with the "You Should Be Here" sign. If you're wondering what that is, guys, you need to go back there and talk to them, because they're going to tell you how you can travel, help do more ministry, youth ministry. She'll give you all the information, but guys, you're going to love it. And that's all they say. They don't go into a pitch. That's all they say. And the next thing you know, anybody that joins the club, that comes back there and signs their name on a form, that person will go and meet with them. You could set up another room within the congregation or your charity or your high school. And you could say, Tuesday night, we're going to talk about this new program that we're doing for fundraising. And anybody that joins, the sales are attached to the school or the church. But listen, it's not just that sale. It's who they share it with and who they share it with all over the world. And this creates residual growth, not what you've had to do deal after year. So what does it cost for your members? Now, we do have a gold and a platinum membership. We also have a standard that's not on here. The standard membership, let me just tell you, it's just Dream Trips, but it is available because a lot of our college kids join. It's $100 one time, never pay that again. And the 100 points, the $100 converts to 100 points instantly to go use towards a Dream Trip today. How cool is that? It has a small monthly fee for technology and so forth, but it can get waived. It's $30 a month because we don't have contracts. At the end of 1 year, you have saved $360, 360 Dream Trip reward points to use for future Dream Trips if you stay a year and then on. So pretty basic amount of money when you consider college kids are spending $1,000 on a phone right now, okay? So don't tell me they don't have money. It's $400 for a pair of Jordans too, okay? So I know it seems more than the cookie dough deal, but I want you to understand, Mrs. Fields charges $1,700 to start a Mrs. Fields program within a high school. Okay, so let's talk about the gold membership. So you get a concierge in addition to all the things we talked about. You get a dining program. So we have dream trips where you can eat out and earn points to go towards a dream trip. Seriously, like I can eat at a restaurant and go catch a show. Now they're coming from all over the world. Now we're growing this. So it's probably coming to your city now. We have a Dream Trips Rewards program that you can use to shop online for products and services. Could be Best Buy, Lowe's, Home Depot. See how amazing this membership is? And this is why you'd want your friends to know about it anyway. So the gold membership, I'll tell you the price in just a second. You get net rates on hotels. You're starting to earn travel. Platinum includes 7-day pre-sale access, platinum trips only for platinum members, exclusive for them. When you get on a dream trip, there's these extra perks they give you. Some are worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Emergency evacuation. Again, I want to talk to anybody that's doing travel for your charities. Do you have $50,000 sitting in a savings for your charity to life flight you home? No. I've never even heard of a church doing that. So this is going to protect you and your family. So you never have to burden your charity with that. So that's life flight, anything that's an hour and a half away from your home destination. By the way, you don't even have to be on a dream trip. Okay, so that's powerful for your children to have that protection. You also get to apply 50% more points. And another thing that's not on here is your telemedicine. If you're an entrepreneur like I am, if you get sick, you have an on-call doctor 24/7. That includes emergencies like you need ear infection medicines, strep throat, bladder infections. Guys, no more going to a minute clinic. No more getting up at 3 a.m. just to go see a doctor. You know, it's horrible to do that in an emergency when you know what you have. And so just having that doctor on call 24/7, no deductible, no premium, nothing. It's all included in your platinum. So what does it cost? $200 for the gold membership. One time, you have 200 points today to go towards a dream trip. 55 a month, that's 660 points, 660 in your piggy bank to go use for future dream trips. Platinum, guys, only $100 more one time. That's a household membership. Never pay that again. You have 300 points to go towards a dream trip and $100 a month because you have an on-call doctor, all these extra perks. Now, you can get your fees waived because we are a by referral only company. So if you're a charity, I want you to think of this. Let's say you have 6 board members, okay? You decide you're gonna get in this and you're gonna start the domino. So you get in as a Dream Trip member and you wanna start sharing this. So you're earning even more points for yourself. Well, what happens is after you have just 4 sales, the company says, hey, thank you, because we don't pay for billboards, radio, or TV ads. We don't have to, okay? We're all over the world doing it this way. Just like all the companies, Twitter, Uber, like we talked about. Once you have refer for, that's not for a month, that's not for a year, the monthly fees are waived, okay? So congratulations. Now, let's say they go share it with 4, their monthly fees are waived. So this is just a viral growing idea, just like Uber, where there were $65 billion off that idea of viral word of mouth. So even though you don't have monthly fees, they're still gonna put your reward points in there month after month. You're not even paying in the bank, you're still earning points. Now, again, why would you not share this with people? Now, that's the product. You can shop online, earn points, dining, sharing, joining, like we talked about. Refer for, pay no more. You can track your dining through a point estimator. This is really cool. Our pay-in app, our local dream trips, you can earn points like we discussed in expanded categories like spas and pet grooming. It's crazy to me. Where we're going with this company is just phenomenal. So I know this is a lot of information, but of course, whoever got you on this conference can answer additional questions about the membership itself. I just want to make sure we talk about the money in just a minute. So they can use their points for shopping, flights. They can also get Dream Trip reward points and use for the membership for, I mean, hundreds and thousands of retailers. You know all these retailers, guys. You've seen them, okay? They're the ones you recognize. So why wouldn't you do that? You can also use reward points dollar for point to get a regular hotel. And this is something that Atlanta Boom had done when they were traveling. So instead of going on Expedia trying to get the best online price, we're going to beat that because you can use your reward points. Look at the savings. What about Paris? I mean, come on. That's it. Look at this, $71. You can get that down to. Okay, so seriously, why would you not want to share this? And guys, you have the person that got you on this to partner with you to help you sell this membership to friends of friends of friends of friends. And the viral growth is going to create a revenue stream. So what happened is, because our company was growing so fast, we had created like an ecosystem similar to Apple. You know, that Apple started selling phones, buttonless phones, $500 in 2007. And the whole point of the phone was it would lead you back to the other products of Steve Jobs' dynasty, Apple products, including now watches and, minis, and I'm on a Mac computer as well. And so the reason the ecosystem is so important is it helps you look at one product and you'll buy it and it leads you back. Well, we did the same thing in 2005. We created these dream trips, wholesale trips, pick, click, and go, simple, amazing peak experiences, and make memories. And then in 2013, our founder said, what if we can help you earn these vacations? Well, he did that through those programs we talked about. And then, of course, he said, how are we going to track that? And he started beta testing this idea of this incredible piece that looks like a debit card, but guys, it's a full-blown computer. Pretty amazing, isn't it? So what does this card do? It's going to track points, but more importantly, it can download multiple cards. And this Fly card is due to be out on the shelves in 2018 summer, where you can download multiple cards. Now, thousands of us, including me, are beta testing this card. But the reason we want to beta test it is we want to make sure it's working great, of course. It's waterproof, beacon technology. In fact, when I use it, if I give it to a waiter or waitress, if the card has not been charged my fee, within 5 minutes, it automatically shuts off. I just touch the card. There's Brian and Sarah Brown. My picture's on mine. I turn it on, and then I select a card that I want to choose from Panera's to Starbucks, and I just go ahead and do that. And that card is collecting all my points. So it leads people back to the ecosystem. And of course, that's pretty critical, isn't it? So once you use the card, we'll load it up with points, and you can take a week in Spain and save hundreds of dollars. So that is ultimately going to lead people back to that. So customers, you can be just a customer. You can become a rep, which means you make money, or a card holder. The viral nature of this card, as you can see, I started sharing this with some people who started sharing it with people, and just the product has grown all over the multiple countries. I actually make money while I sleep, because my teams in other countries wake up when I go to bed. So the viral nature. But not only will I make money from the profit of these sales of memberships, your organization can make it off the cards, and also when those people eat at the Dream Trip local restaurants. It's insane, guys. I don't know if you've ever had this kind of viral growth with your current sales, but usually not. You make the sale, you wrap it up, you tally it up, you spend the money, and then you got to do it again year after year. So whatever level you decide to do it, if you decide you want to make money with your organization, it's $100 one time. You're grandfathered in for every country we expand into. We are pre-launching Japan right now, Mexico, so many other countries from the ones we just talked about. I don't know when you're watching this, but just know that. And for $100, and to be able to have a company that in multiple, what is that, 15 cents a country? I don't even know. It's crazy. So imagine sharing this with somebody here, and then you talk to another church in South Africa, and they start building it, and you're all leveraging the income and economic power all over the world. You can earn up to $1.1 million a year with that one business center. And I want you to know that there are people doing this, families as well as just individuals. And I mean, it can be an author, a speaker, a single mom of 6 kids. It's just all over the world. You can make a few $100s a month. It's really up to whatever your organization does and the person that puts you on this. You develop a plan and you go after it. I know there's a gentleman in South Africa. In 3 months, he had just hit what they call marketing director. On the low side, it's in the 50,000 plus. On the high side, it's $145,000. What would you do if in 3 months you had that kind of income? What would you do? So guys, it's that simple. You can earn a lot of money through the viral nature. You can make a few sales. You're partnered with this incredible award-winning idea. And I know it's outside the box, but aren't you tired of doing the walkathons and fish fries and doing the deal over and over? So get back with the person that shared this with you. I'm available if you need to reach me. My number personally, you can text me or reach out to me. It is 615-218-6886, 615-218-6886. And you can reach me at April, April, at April Consulo. That's CONSULO.com. April at aprilconsulo.com. Remember, whoever got you on will be your personal sponsor. I am just here to serve and help people make residual income and leave that legacy that you've worked so hard to help others. God bless each and every one of you, and I pray that my words have spoken to you and planted a seed that goes far. God bless and goodbye.